Hey everybody, this is Reapy Ron, and today we're going to be doing another one of Ron's reviews. This one's going to be on an anime called Baki The Grappler. This anime aired between 2001 and 2007. Currently, I believe the manga is still ongoing, but I'm not entirely sure. I really didn't check. I know it was ongoing a year ago. Might still be ongoing. And there was actually a movie that was made quite a few years before this. I'm not exactly sure when. Anyway, well, what is Baki the Grappler about? Well, it's pretty much about fighting. That's pretty much it. It's split into two sections, where the first part is Baki's more or less backstory, going through it and being with him, as well as seeing all the people he interacts with. The second part is a giant underground fighting tournament that, like, the best martial artists in the world go to see who's the best here. You know, it's one of those type of stories where it's just a giant fight club or blood sport or, you know, those type of things. And pretty much the only rules in the tournament are that you can't use weapons. Besides that, anything else goes. You can bite, you can crotch kick, you can headbutt, you can kill somebody if you want. You know, it's fight till the other person can't fight or gives up, or until you kill them. That's about it. So if you like that kind of thing, you'll probably like the anime. If you don't like that kind of thing, you probably won't really like the anime. I guess a little bit more about the story is that Baki was born to the best fighter ever type thing named Yujiro Hanma, who's the main antagonist throughout the series, even though he's only shown a couple times. And pretty much the story is that he's a douchebag and Baki wants to kill him. And then when you see him, you can tell why. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole of the story. You know, if you like the sound of that, you'll probably like the anime. Anyway, let's get to the parental guide. For those of you who don't know what the parental guide is, it's a guide based off the IMDb website parental guide, which is split into 5 categories, being sex and nudity, violence and gore, profanity, drug use and alcohol use, and intense or frightening scenes. You can score 1 through 10 on each of these. That doesn't affect how good the movie is, or how good the series is. Sorry, I'm used to saying this about movies. But it does affect how much is in each category. So something that has a 1 out of 10 in sex and nudity doesn't have anything in it, really. Simple enough. 10 out of 10 means it has a lot of sex and nudity. So, first category, sex and nudity. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a 4 out of 10, because there is quite a few scenes that imply rape. Yujiro's backstory implies rape, and it's speculated that a bunch of these guys that grab this girl are going to attempt to rape her, but that doesn't happen. So that's why I'm going to say it's a 4 out of 10, because it's all speculated, as well as there is pretty much male nudity throughout the entire series. So, or, you know, almost male nudity throughout the whole series, I should say. So 4 out of 10, you know, nothing is actually shown, but it's suggested. So, in violence and gore is the next category. This one's going to be 10 out of 10, because the entire series involves around fighting. That being said, there isn't a whole lot of gore or very detailed violence, but there are some scenes. For instance, one guy in one of the fights punches his own hand, breaks like the bones in his fingers as it pops back because he hits some guy in the eye, and you see the guy's eye like pop out of his head. That being said, his eye is fake, so you know, don't freak out too much. So I mean, that could be pretty intense violence. Again, though, most of it isn't seen, so it's not the goriest or the most violent anime I've ever seen, but it's still enough to be high up there. Up next is profanity. In this anime, there's really not that much profanity. I saw the English dub version, so I don't know how much is in the Japanese one, and I really didn't read the manga all that much, so I'm not sure if there's more in that. So I'm going to say it's a 3 out of 10. Mild cursing, just regular stuff. Anyway, up next is the drugs and alcohol. There is some alcohol drinking throughout, but not very much. And there is drugs taken, primarily steroids, by certain people. So, there is quite a good amount of that, but it isn't mainly focused on. So I'm going to say it's a 6 out of 10, because there is quite, there is one character in it who is completely abusing drugs throughout the entire span of the series that he's in. So, and up next is the intense and frightening scenes. Again, the whole thing could be considered intense. Not so much frightening, though, since there isn't any, either extremely gory or dark or just depressing scenes throughout. It's just mostly the fights are pretty intense throughout. So, again, a 10 out of 10. I just kind of got to give it that. So anyway, on to the pros and the cons. The pros are that it's fast-paced throughout the whole series. I think it's 25 episodes. Pretty quick throughout almost all of them. It is kind of fun to watch. It's one of those animes that you can just turn your brain off and watch. You don't actually have to be thinking about it. A possible pro is that this is a very guy-oriented anime, I guess. It's something that more likely men will watch than women, simply because it is just pretty much about fighting. It's not much more about anything else than that. And some of the characters are likable. Baki's likable, and a few of the other secondary characters that you see throughout are. Now here's the cons. The cons is quite a few things. One is that it stops partway through the second series and wants to go into Yujiro Hanma's backstory, which pretty much just reinforces the fact that he's a douchebag. That's all it is. It's like, oh, maybe you're going to see why he's, like this. No, he's always been like that. He's just always been a douche. And then possibly raped a woman and, definitely had another kid with him. That's a minor spoiler, but doesn't matter. And it just starts trying to add a story and trying to explain itself as to where it's going partway through, which is just weird. It should just be, continually going. I mean, they could have chopped out that much and squashed it to 20 episodes, and it would have been better. Because it kind of reminds me of the movie The Raid, or, like The Raid 2, where in that one, it was just fast-paced all throughout. There wasn't really a whole lot of story. You didn't really need to read into it. It was just go, 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 have fun with it. Which is kind of what this does. Then it kind of turns into like The Raid 2, where it has that, and then it tries to explain why it's having this, and then it, keeps going, and then tries to explain again. And it doesn't work as well as if it just went, go, 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 have fun, go fast, So, yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the series. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining. It's pretty fast-paced. And it has a fight scene in pretty much every episode, if not more than one in every episode. So, if you like that kind of thing, you'll probably like it. If you don't, you probably won't. So, overall, I'm going to give this thing a 7 out of 10. Good. Not necessarily great. Fun to watch. Fun to have fun with. So, If you want to see it, cool. If you don't want to see it, cool. That's your choice. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this episode here now. Bleh, can't even speak. If you guys have been having a good day, keep on having a good day. If you guys have been having a bad day, I hope this video made your day just a little bit better. I hope to see all of you guys next time. Until then, stay cool and bye.